Hey everyone, it's Xant. Okay, so we gotta have a sit down and a quick chat before the video starts. As of the end of this coming week, I'll be settled in a new house, unfortunately on satellite internet. This means I'll most likely be unable to stream my normal impression videos and instead will have to revert to what I used to do, record and then upload. Satellite just doesn't have the bandwidth I need for streaming, but more options may become available later. It's a shame, but that's just how it is. I will be trying something experimental on the upcoming impression stream to see if changing some settings will allow me to continue, but I'm not too optimistic. Now, I had originally planned on putting some shill stuff here, but I'll boil it down so we can just get onto the video. If you want to assist me, Patreon is the best option. If you can't, or don't want to, just disable adblock. If you don't want to do that either, like my videos and leave a comment so they get recommended to more people. If you don't even want to do that, that's fine. You guys just coming here to watch my videos is awesome, and as long as you understand why some changes are going to have to be made, all's well. Okay, let's get into the new content. I'll be talking about the new arena stuff at the end, as I normally do. Remember, this is a Sokai week, so all the suits will be limited time and not added to the 4-star pick ticket pool. However, I do recommend waiting until a bullseye banner. That way you can guarantee the parts you want, unless you have Haro burning a hole in your pocket. We'll open with a suit that's been in the game for quite a while, the Sazabi. Now, this is the Verka variant, and we actually had this banner mined many months ago and circulated around. It seems we finally get to bask in the glory of this unbelievably slick redesign. Seriously, it's not only imposing, but look at those angles, that profile. Good lord, man. Now, I've talked about this suit before, and since the Verka doesn't really change much other than the aesthetic overhaul, we'll just move right along. Our other Sokai suit is the amazing Red Warrior, coming from Build Fighters Try and piloted by Meijin Kawaguchi. This Gunpla was built from the Perfect Gundam 3, also known as the Red Warrior, which comes from the Plamo Kyoshiro manga, the predecessor to Build Fighters and Divers and all these same series. This Gunpla itself really has no history to it, as it just kind of appeared after Meijin saw Takashi Iori using the Perfect Gundam and showed up for like an episode of Try. Now, as for weapons, it's actually kinda loaded. It comes with a Vulcan turret set, a beam saber built into the right forearm, a shield built onto the left forearm and has a Vulcan turret mounted underneath it. Well, actually a turret set, there's 2 of them. It has 4 3-tube missile pods, a hyper bazooka with an extendable barrel, a handgun. Now this can have a short or long blade attached to the bottom, like a bayonet, a short rifle. Now this is one of its optional weapons. It can combine with different parts to make either the beam rifle Ko, which has improved sensors, or the beam Gatling. And lastly, the beam rifle Otsu. Also optional, it can combine with the beam rifle Ko to make the long rifle, a more powerful long-range weapon. There's a lot of stuff packed onto this rather small frame. I figure we're going to see like 8 to 9 parts for it. Now our welfare suit this week may look familiar. It's the Jagged Doga, Yune variant. I've already talked about the Jagged Doga before, so I'll just be skipping it like the Sazabi. However, I am going to mention that unlike Quess's, which had a Mega Gatling gun, this variant has a beam assault rifle, capable of firing in full or semi-automatic modes, with a grenade launcher mounted on it. Now, as I'm saving Arena until last, time to look at the 3 pilots we're going to be getting. 3, you might ask? Yeah, it's Sokai week, so we get Yune Gus as well as his suit. Coming from Char's counterattack, Yune was Char's cyber new type bodyguard, and found himself in many a battlefield keeping up with the Red Comet. Overconfident, he wound up on the short end of the stick whenever Amuro found his way into the battle, eventually meeting his end against the new Gundam. But outside of that, he was a very potent pilot, and was able to make great use of the Doga's funnels. It's nice to see him added, but it's kind of interesting that he's a temporary welfare, while his counterpart, Quess, is Gacha. And talking about Gacha, let's get those pilots out of the way. We'll start with Duo Maxwell, because I've talked about him before, and we can move onwards. Before that though, this is the Endless Waltz variant. Our last Gacha pilot is Michael Trinity, one of the Trinity siblings and pilot of the Throne's Y from Gundam 00. Genetic offspring of Ribbon's Almark, like his brother and sister, Michael has affinity for violence, sadism, narcissism, and in general, immaturity. His actual capabilities aren't ever really showcased, since his handful of appearances were wreaking havoc against non-Gundams, which, as anyone who watched Season 1 of 00 knows, means little to nothing. However, he was able to stalemate Setsuna and Tiaria, for what that's worth. Anyways, long and short, he's a lunatic that knows how to pilot a Gundam, like his siblings. Normally, I'd say that's that, and we're done. But as we're getting a new arena suit, I'll be transitioning over to a live recording of my impressions on the arena suit and pilot. Before that though, let's take a quick peek at him. First up is the pilot Eugene 7 Stark from Iron-Blooded Orphans. Part of Tekkadan's human debris crew, Eugene showed excellent piloting and administrative capabilities, ranging from handling Tekkadan's assault ship Isaribi to aiding Orga in accounting. Talk about a man with many talents. He was a mobile worker pilot until he was given control of the Isaribi and only stepped into a mobile suit once during the attack on Tekkadan's Mars HQ. He managed to outlive most of his Tekkadan comrades, becoming Kudelia's personal assistant after Tekkadan collapsed. Minor spoilers. Yeah, well, I should have put that earlier. Oh well. Now, as for that briefly used mobile suit, it's Orga's Shiden, provided by Teiwaz after Tekkadan bulk purchased them. It's only aesthetically different from the normal variant, which is a mass-produced general-purpose machine. Now, that isn't to say it's bad, as it boasts the latest technology, balanced close and ranged combat capabilities, and due to it still being improved and developed on, it can be customized and repaired rather easily. As for weapons, very straightforward. It has an assault rifle, a partisan, and a riot shield. It's a simple loadout, but honestly, Orga never really was a frontline pilot. Now, the visor can be hot-swapped depending on the environment, and in general, this is just a very adaptable machine. Teiwaz did good with this design. Unfortunately, this specific suit only saw one real sortie and ended up abandoned afterwards, which is kind of funny considering the suit is nicknamed King's Throne. Alright, so that's all out of the way. I'm gonna pop on over to the live recording. Alright, and seamless transition. Hey guys. Alright, so, yeah, we're gonna look at the Orga's Shiden and Eugene 7 Stark. We'll start with Eugene, because, you know, there's one of him. Okay, so what do we got? We got a supporter. Okay, when attacking with physical, all crit rate boosted. So, the fact that all crit rate boost, it's definitely better than a lot of the other, you know, special shot crit rate boost, you know, your strong melee attack crit rate boost, but it's still just crit rate boost. If you're doing a crit build, this is very good. Otherwise, supporter, commander mid-range. Commander's a really nice tag to see. We definitely need more of that, especially now that it's extremely accessible. And numbers-wise, yeah, so this is really something you would get for the trait or the tags, potentially both. So, alright. Not terrible, actually, all things considered. Like, his stats aren't great, but he brings some really interesting stuff. Alright, let's look at the suit. Come on, there we go. Alright, supporter job, EX skill power boosted. Well, that works very well when you consider the actual intended pilot's supposed to be Eugene and he's a supporter. That's cool. This is a very powerful buff, you know, a 25% boost, and you're gonna easily be able to get this capped out, so that's nice. Okay. Commander mid-range, nice. We can definitely use more commander stuff. Oh yeah. Numerically, yeah, it's nothing really amazing numbers-wise. I wasn't really expecting it to be. But the trait is nice if you are running a supporter, which most people typically aren't, because it doesn't really give any offensive bonuses, but, you know, here you go. I like the commander mid-range though. That's real cozy. That's a nice combo of word tags for a shooter. With technique attribute, enemy X skill pen reduced. This is kind of a, you know, player dependent thing. I'm not the biggest fan of that trait. Not at all. Commander mid-range. Got no complaints over this. That's a nice word tag. And I'm not really looking at the stats because this is an arena suit. The numbers are... the points are made up and they don't matter. Anyway, supporter job, shooting power boosted. Alright, so lots of bonuses for running a supporter job. Commander mid-range again. Numbers. Okay, the numbers are... Oh, no. I thought they were going to be decent, and I thought the melee attack was the shot attack on this suit for a second. Took another look and said, oh, you know what, never mind. No. Yeah, it's really something... Any part on this suit so far is something you'd get for the traits or the tags, because the stats just... No. There's the Partisan, Unleash a Combo, B Power, D Pierce. This is going to be an animation lock, and you don't want those because that just, especially on melee, because like let's say you use it and you hit them and it doesn't cause hit stun, you're just gonna get racked. Like that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. And if you whiff it, which is really easy with these because enemies can dodge last second. Well, now you're just not doing anything except swinging into empty air, potentially getting hit as well. So yeah. Commander for Desert. Okay, not the biggest fan of for Desert, but I like Commander. Backpack. Oi. Oi. Jeez. When attacking with physical, close shot attack raised. So that only affects your neutrals. It's not going to affect your EX skills or anything like that, so... Commander for Desert again. Okay. Beam Sword. With technique attribute, enemy melee power reduced by 25%. Very easy to get technique, very powerful reduction on melee damage. I approve. Yep. The numbers obviously don't mean anything, but that's a nice trait. And it has Commander as well. So if you don't even want to use it for the tag, but or the trait, just want the tag. There you go. Beam rifle with Commander and mid-range. Nice. Oh, this is an SMG. Never mind. Okay. Well, that gives SMG some options at least. When enemy shot down, reduce cooldown. I know some people like that. Not me. At least it's one enemy shot down and not two, or after 20 seconds pass. But this kind of makes it not very useful in one-on-one arenas, multi-missions with one enemy, so on and so forth. But for battle circuit, for any multi-missions with more than one enemy, if Inferno missions ever come back, story and free missions, things like that, you know, it'll be fine. Commander mid-range, and obviously the numbers don't really matter. And the shield. Alright. Physical ranged weapon magazine boost. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Commander for Desert. So this is really cool. This suit brought Commander onto every single slot we would want, from pilot to, well, the head. So for people that had issues getting the Commander tag on their suit, no longer. You're all set. Anyways, yeah, so with that, I'm gonna wrap up, and sorry about the video being so delayed. I had a little bit of issues with just kind of getting down and getting it over with. Anyways, I'll wrap up. Peace out, guys. As I said in the first portion of this, before I transitioned over to this recording, I'm going to be trying something a little different with the upcoming impression stream in a couple of days, and that's just to see if I can provide enough quality in my video stream so that, you know, it doesn't look like a mess, while also, you know, not going over my new bandwidth limits. Anyways, peace out, and see you guys in the next one.